Government data released on Wednesday reveals a slight moderation in U.S. consumer inflation for July. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, rose 2.9% over the past year, marking the smallest increase since March 2021. This development is favorable for the Federal Reserve as it considers the possibility of lowering interest rates. The monthly CPI increased by 0.2% in July, following a 0.1% decrease in June. This uptick aligned with economists' expectations. The core CPI, excluding food and energy costs, also surged 0.2% last month for an annual increase of 3.2%. This represents the lowest core inflation rate since April 2021, compared to a 3.3% rise in June. The July data supports the Fed's consideration of reducing interest rates from their 23-year high. The Federal Reserve aims to bring inflation down to a 2% target while avoiding negative economic impacts or substantial increases in unemployment. Fed Chair Jerome Powell suggested last month that a rate cut might occur as soon as September, contingent upon forthcoming data. Inflation annually decreased from a peak of 9.1% in June 2022, attributed to higher borrowing costs that curtailed demand. The CPI increase was primarily driven by a 0.4% upsurge in shelter costs. Energy prices remained stable, and food prices grew by 0.2%. The unemployment rate rose to 4.3% in July, the highest level in nearly 3 years. Economists attribute this surge mainly to more individuals entering the job market rather than increased layoffs. The Federal Reserve is expected to make decisions regarding interest rate cuts during its September 17 and 18 meeting. Predictions range between 0.25 and 0.5 percentage point reduction. Economists suggest a more substantial decrease in jobless claims might be necessary for a more significant rate cut. The Federal Reserve has maintained its key interest rate at 5.25% to 5.50% for a year, following considerable increases in 2022 and 2023. The persistent rise in shelter inflation challenges the Federal Reserve as it contemplates rate cuts. Ryan Sweet, chief U.S. economist at Oxford Economics, noted that the rent increase was widespread.